Good evening. Would you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name is Tess Schubert.
And Ms. Schubert, why are you here today?
I'm here because I witnessed an altercation between the plaintiff and the defendant.
Okay, let's talk about this altercation that you just mentioned. Where did that take place?
It took place at a field in town here.
Okay, have you been to this field before?
Yeah, I take my dog there all the time.
Okay, how many times would you say you've been there?
I go there like 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay, and where did this altercation take place at the park?
I was outside the baseball field, but it happened inside the baseball field, like by home plate.
Okay, and would you say you had a clear view of the altercation from where
Yeah, I was sitting on the bleachers giving my dog a rest, so I was sitting right behind home plate.
Okay, so there was nothing blocking you?
Nope.
And how many other people were around?
There were a few people like running by, some people at Snack Shack, but there were only, when I got there were just 2 people on the baseball field.
Okay, and can you describe those 2 people?
Yeah, it was a lady, she was probably mid-40s, and then looked like a coach or a guy she was talking to.
Okay, and can you say there was a coach, can you describe what the coach looked like?
Yeah, he was probably about 6'2", heavier set guy. He had a hat and a suit, like a track suit on, facial hair.
And you say there was a mother. What made you think that she was a mom?
Well, she had her jeans pulled up. She had on an outfit that my mom wears every now and then. She had my mom's haircut, so best guess if she was a mom.
And you say they were on the diamond. What were they talking about?
They were talking about her son, Stuart, and I guess he was there for a t-ball lesson, so.
And Stuart, was he also there during this time?
He wasn't at the beginning, but he came running up a couple minutes after I sat down.
Okay, and what happened when Stuart came to talk to the coach and the mom?
He came up and his mom had asked him where he had been, and he explained that he was eating a taquito and she got mad, and then she tried to get him to introduce himself to the coach.
And what do you mean the mother got mad about him eating the taquito?
She didn't want him to eat it, A, because he found it like in the bathroom, I think, and B, because I guess they upset his stomach, so she wasn't happy that he ate it.
Okay, and so after he ate the taquito, what happened?
His mom got mad because he wasn't wearing a cup, and then she awkwardly tried to introduce him to the coach.
How did the mother know he wasn't wearing a cup?
She tapped his junk and noticed he wasn't wearing it.
And when you say tap, can you explain that a little bit more, please?
Yeah, I guess she like poked him, like right in the crotchal region, and then she yelled at him for not having his cup.
And how did Stuart respond to his mother touching him?
He kind of pushed away and like stepped back from her, and then he seemed kind of shy and awkward and embarrassed and told her that it was in the bathroom.
Okay, and then what happened after his mother found out that his cup was in the bathroom?
He kind of introduced himself to the coach and they got acquainted, and then the mom left to go get the cup.
Okay, so at this time it was just Stuart and the coach?
Yeah.
And then what happened between Stuart and the coach when they were?
I think the coach tried to shake Stuart's hand, like he extended his hand to greet him, and Stuart kind of shied away and backed away from him, and he was kind of explaining what they were going to do for the day and the plan for the practice.
Okay, and you say a practice, so what was the coach going to teach Stuart?
I think he was just teaching the basics of t-ball actually, because there was just a tee sitting at home plate with a ball on it, and the coach had a bat, and he was just kind of telling him that he needed to stand a certain way and hit the ball.
And while we're on Stuart and the coach, can you describe what the coach was wearing?
The coach was wearing a tracksuit.
And what was Stuart wearing?
Stuart was wearing, it looked like a t-ball uniform for a kid, but in a bigger size, and his pants were pulled up real high, and he had on a red like athletic jersey t-shirt with the number 0 on it, and then he had a baseball hat on.
And you say a bigger size, what do you mean by a bigger size uniform?
Well, he was pretty tall. I mean, he was probably about 6'4", 6'5", and so it was like fit for a man, but the style was for a child.
And was he larger than the coach?
He was taller. He wasn't as filled out, but he was taller than the coach, yeah.
Okay. And how old would you say the coach was?
Coach was probably 40 or so.
And how old would you say Stuart was?
He looked, the stature was like mid-30s, but the way he kind of acted, I didn't know if he had like a learning disability or something.
Okay. So let's go back to the t-ball lesson that you mentioned. How did that interaction take place, or can you just briefly describe what was going on?
Yeah, he had the tee set up with the ball on it, and he handed Stuart the bat and was trying to explain how to place his feet and position his shoulders and what to do, and he would try to like show him the stance because he explained that he didn't know what he was doing, so the coach needed to show him, and every time he would get near him, Stuart would kind of like back away like he was scared of him. So it was just kind of back and forth for a while.
Okay, and then did what did Stuart do after the coach was trying to explain this to him?
He was trying to get away from the coach every time the coach tried to touch him, and so finally the coach kind of laid off, and Stuart tried to hit it on his own, and he swung and he barely hit the ball, and then he got frustrated.
And then after Stuart attempted to hit the ball, what did the coach do then? Did he give him any other instruction?
He reminded him that that's why he needed to show him, because he didn't know what he was doing. So he tried again to position him, and Stuart got mad and he hit him.
And was there much conversation going on during this lesson, or was it?
It was mainly the coach talking and Stuart kind of like grunting or saying no, but that was the most of it.
Okay. And so did Stuart try to hit the ball anymore after the ball fell off the tee?
No, the coach got frustrated, and then Stuart actually hit the coach and not the ball.
Oh, you say Stuart hit the coach?
Yeah.
Can you describe what led up to that?
Well, after he pathetically tried to hit the ball, the coach again tried to like physically position him, and Stuart got, I think, just really freaked out because he didn't like to be touched, and he swung on the coach and struck him with the bat.
And how many times did you say he struck the coach?
Probably about 6 or 7.
And did it appear to be, did it escalate? Did the coach seem to start the altercation?
No, I think it was almost like a misunderstanding. Stuart was just really freaked out, I think, by people touching him, and the coach, I guess, didn't realize it. And so I think he just kind of freaked out and got scared and started hitting him until he got away from him.
Did the coach appear injured from Stuart hitting him?
Not like broken bones injured, but I think he did get hit in the crotch, and so he was on his hands and knees for a little bit before he got up.
And so what eventually stopped Stuart from hitting the coach?
His mom ran up as the coach picked up the bat, and I guess to get it away from Stuart, and was yelling at Stuart, and then the mom came up and everything kind of broke up.
And what happened when the mother came back?
She freaked out. She was upset because I guess she believed that the coach was the one who was hitting Stuart or started a fight with Stuart. So she got in the coach's face and pulled Stuart away from the coach and was yelling at him.
And did the coach and mother have any kind of conversation?
Just that she couldn't believe that he was, acting like that with a child, and she was really upset and really angry, and they weren't coming back, and that was about it.
And then what happened after that?
Stuart kind of got in the middle of them, I guess, to try and break it up, and then they were leaving, and the mom and the coach were kind of like having a few words and grunting at each other, and it was kind of weird.
You say grunting at each other. What do you mean by that?
You're really gonna make me do it. They were just kind of like moaning almost at each other. I guess like it was like a territorial thing, but they weren't really making any words. I think it was just like a contest for who could have the last word.
Okay, and then was that just the end of the conversation?
Yeah, they just left after that. Stuart and his mom did.
Okay, thank you. No further